Find out what people want. Show them how to get it. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. You know, I'm going to do another night based off of a conversation I had yesterday with Tom, which I was talking with you about yesterday. Tom's a new friend, and we sat down and just had a chat about our lives and about where we saw things going for ourselves business-wise and everything else. He was really interested in his latest business venture, and so he was real excited to share with me the details, and I had a great time with him. So it reminded me, though, of a process that I learned in my first years in business on my own. And because I learned it so early, I always assume that people get this principle. I should know better by now, especially after working with business owner after business owner and inside and outside of large and small businesses. You know, I've worked with corporations like, you know, doing social media campaigns for Shell and a whole lot of others. And I've also worked for very small local based companies. But it's amazing how some of these principles elude people, that we forget. We get all caught up with the details and the processes, and we forget the main principles. All business is based off of a singular principle, which is find out what people want and show them how to get it. Now, some businesses work even more directly in this sense, especially if you're helping people build incomes, build businesses, do anything of that sort, then you're automatically in that realm. But every business, in some way, you're going to have to find out what your customer, your potential client, your potential patient, your potential patron, whatever you call them, you're going to have to find out what they want, and you're going to have to make an easy way for them to get it. And that sounds easy if you've never done business before, but it's easy if you keep your focus on that. Well, it's simple. Let's not call it easy. It's a simple principle that if you can stick to it, things will get easy in time. But in the short run, it's very difficult to find out what people want because it's not on the surface. For example, if you're selling a really highly nutritious cat food, okay, no one out there really wants highly nutritious cat food. What they want initially is a healthy cat, okay, but that's not even really what they want. They don't really want a healthy cat. What they want is a cat that functions, but they don't really want a cat that functions. They don't even really want a cat. Initially, if you go deeper and deeper and deeper enough, you find that people want a feeling that is achieved from having a cat as a companion or something of that sort. And it depends on that, you know, there's different reasons for this. You know, someone may want a cat because they want to keep the mice away, you know, and they want to keep them healthy, so that process continues happening and they don't interact with the cat much. And that's very different from a person that has a cat and sleeps with it and walks around with it every second of the day. You know, these are two completely different people. They want two different things. And if you go deeper in either one of their lives, you're going to find a deeper meaning, which goes far beyond the cat. There's a feeling in most cases that people want to get. Most people do things based on feeling, which is a very animalistic way of thinking about things, but it's just the plain fact of the matter of it. Most things that most of us do is to get or to maintain a feeling underneath everything. It may be a feeling of health, a feeling of wellness, a feeling of not being sick, a feeling of not being in pain, a feeling we're running away from something, we're running into pleasure, running away from pain. It's all feelings, a feeling of importance, a feeling of, you know, and these aren't all necessarily good things that we should want. You know, otherwise people wouldn't get caught up on drugs and fake religion, and I don't mean real religion, I mean fake religion, because there's stuff out there that we all know that we would everyone here can find something they disagree with out there. So there's stuff out there that we'd agree, you know, isn't good for people. Whatever you can point to that you would say is not good for a person, they're doing it to achieve a feeling. But also, a whole lot of things that we consider good, they're also doing to achieve a feeling. But then there's a deeper level than the feeling, and that's meaning. There's a deeper meaning that people are after. And that's, you're getting into a lot deeper territory, and you're getting into something that maybe has a little more weight to it, a little more gravitas, right? And if you're able to find that and tie that through a string of events to the product or service that you provide, and you can zone in on that, now you've got a way to have a deeper connection the whole time with people, and to be able to help them to be able to see it themselves. Because we all do it, but we don't think about it. It's not that we're consciously thinking, I'm doing this to get this feeling, I'm doing this to feel this meaning in my life, or to reach this meaning. That we don't think about that. We do things out of automation. We do things because we've always done it that way, or because we think it's going to get us somewhere. But there's always a deeper story. So the goal is for you to find out what that deeper story is, to find out how deep the rabbit hole goes for each potential customer. Not every single one. I mean, if you can, it'd be great. But you need to find out where enough of your customers go. Because if you can find out where that is, and you're okay with helping them go the pathway to get there, you've made it. Now all you do is you find people at each step of the pattern, and you catch them and you bring them into the fold. That's how it works. That's business. And if you're doing it on a regular basis, if you have a business that duplicates, meaning you don't just help a person once, but that you're able to keep a relationship going over a long period of time, that's even better for you. It creates a kind of an ongoing stream, which is hopefully what you're after when you're building a business, or you're considering that you want to do eventually, is have an ongoing stream of income. It makes life a lot easier. Hopefully this makes sense to you. Don't forget the principle. Find out what people want. Show them how to get it. That's it. If you can do that, the rest is easy. But that part's simple, but not necessarily easy to get to that point. But if you keep it as a focus, you'll get there eventually. It's one of those principles that we could talk about over and over and over again in a million different ways and dissect it. But I'm hoping it hits a nerve with you and maybe helps you to simplify your own business and the journey that you're on. So that's all I've got for tonight. Yeah, if you want other ideas to help kind of dissect and give you a direction to go with your business, I've got a book. It's called 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. It's all about how to stand out and make every competitor irrelevant. You can get a free copy at AmazonProofBook.com. We're going to be back here tomorrow night, like we are every night. Wherever you're watching this, subscribe, follow, connect, what have you, and come on back. I'd love to hear your comments. Leave a comment wherever you're watching or listening to this, or go to brianjpombo.com. You have a great night. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.